Okay, I'm gonna give this a shot on a new camera, so I hope this works out. It's gonna be a little bit tricky to show you what I'm about to show you while I'm down here on the dirt holding this selfie stick. Alright, so check this out. We just had some really cold weather and it rained, and I'm over here at the Ward Garden getting some things done. Just kind of observing, really. I'm not really getting my hands in the dirt, but I noticed this and I needed to show it to you so you understand the importance and significance of mulch. Check this out. So I wish I could get you closer. Maybe I can't here. Right here, this is rock solid. Oh man, look at that. I can't even move these pieces of dirt. It's just like solid ice. It's so solid. It's ridiculous. And I got a little bit of garlic in right before that happened. So if this is so hard, oh man, yeah, that's bad. If that's so hard, I just can't plant in that. That means that I missed my window to throw in some extra overwinter crops because the ground's solid. And I had some garlic I was gonna put in on another hugel mound, so that sucks. But what does happen is pretty cool under mulch, because this is protected and the soil levels don't experience the same. Uh-oh, did I just lose you? Oh, there we go. Okay, so I'll do a new camera. The soil levels don't experience the same freeze-thaw cycle. So check this out. The top layer got some thaw. It's a little bit icy. Kind of sucks. I don't like ice in my garden. But this is the soil underneath the mulch, and look at that. That's like we just put it there. It's brand new. And that was covered in rain. And look at that. That's only about 4 inches of mulch. So what I've done here to this whole garden bed, now that the freeze is come and gone, now that the freeze has come and gone, I still have the ability to throw some garlic in underneath these wood chips, because the wood chips allow the underlayer of the soil to stay warm and protected from that freeze. And then there's actually a decomposition factor, that actually generates heat as well in those wood chips when they get wet, and those little organisms go to work. They're not too prone to doing it in the cold, but they do still do it. So what's really fascinating to me is the lack of understanding that people have regarding your mulch layer in a garden versus bare soil, when the evidence is so clear. Every single one of these garden beds is gonna be rock solid. I don't care which one I touch. They're all gonna be that way. Every single one. But I can come over here in the path even. Let's see if I can get down to the dirt and see what's gonna happen. So now I'm past the freeze, the first inch or so, into where it's still wet. And yes, my hands are freezing. It's gonna be -6 degrees this weekend. Oh man. Okay, so this is like 12 inches of chips. We did this in a field. That's why we went so thick, because I don't want any weeds coming up, and some weeds will go all the way up to 12. So we did this, or all the way up to 10. So we did this up down to 12 to smother everything out. So, okay, so this used to be grass. Right here, the dirt that you see there, that used to be grass. We laid it over that field, the exact same conditions. We mowed it down and then laid this. So what you're seeing here is malleable. Still some clay content in there, but this organic matter is actually going to remedy that. Oh, and look at this. The magic of wood chips. They protect and preserve the soil life underneath what's going on the surface. So, I mean, this is just a dead giveaway to me. Just so bad. And people argue with me all the time. Oh, your wood chips are gonna suck nitrogen, or no, they don't. If you understand the difference in what's happening with the wood chips providing their own nitrogen versus the nitrogen that they get from anything that you're feeding it, there's no issue there. Then there's also the comment that people give me where they say it creates a fungus, and you don't want fungus in your garden. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. The mycorrhizal fungi that is generated from these wood chips decomposing is the life of the forest. The whole reason that we have nature is because of fungi. and it's incredible what they do. So they literally can attach, because of the way we did this, they'll actually attach to the roots of these plants, and then that fungi will actually carry through the soil, go from bed to bed to bed. And all of these beds, once that mycorrhizal fungi network is really established and we got some good perennial plants in here, all of these beds will share water and nutrients through that fungi network. And it's really cool. It's really cool. It's almost like sci-fi. But that's what's going on underneath. So I hope that you understand a little better now about how to mulch your gardens, and you don't be so afraid of the wood chips sucking nitrogen, because that is a poor excuse that people who don't understand the science of something have used to explain why they're getting poor harvests. And while there is some validity to the need that your garden has for nitrogen, there is no validity in the idea that there's a lack of it in the world and that things are fighting for it. There's no competition in nature. In nature, everything supplies what it needs for itself and its surroundings, and then its surroundings are giving to it. And so there's this web and connection. So the nitrogen is provided through all these other falling plants and things all around it in the forest. And this is why companion planting is so important, because like if I showed you this forest right over here, right down there, why is that so thick? Along the berry line, along the edge of the forest there, where the field starts, you're getting herbs and all of your ground crop, and then there's a berry line that runs along the side, and then there's going to be your sub canopy, and that's where you're going to get some things like mulberries and other things, and then there's going to be this top canopy. That's where your nut crop will come in, and this is going to be your network. And if you understand that system, you can apply that same system in your garden. And yeah, this looks crazy because there's so much wood chips, but next season we're gonna thin that out a little bit. So this is a really cool process. It's really easy. Wood chips are free, and people have this crazy idea that bare soil is the way that we should be doing things, and it's not. That's one of the biggest things that irritates me about modern agriculture, is that they cover their crops with pesticides and then they leave them bare and exposed, and then there's no nutrient. They deplete their soils, they kill all the microorganisms, they leave it exposed to the sun, it cracks, it dries, it's terrible. And then when they can't grow in it anymore, they go clear another field. They knock down more of this vibrant, amazing soil life and prolific growth in a forest to do the same thing, leave it barren. It's the most degrading habit that people have. And it happens annually, like a ritual. It's terrible. So mulch your gardens, mulch your fields, cover crops, do something, cover your everything. Don't leave soil exposed. Protect it like we protect ourselves. It's cold out here. I got clothes on, and it's gonna be hot and dry in the summer, so we got mulch on. You know, just keep the soil protected like it's a skin of the earth, because it really is. And it's so awesome when you let the earth do what it wants to do. It mulches itself every year through the leaf drop, inches and inches of mulch, and all those nutrients from the deep roots of the tree go all the way up into the leaves, and then they drop and it self-fertilizes. So why are we not applying that cycle in our own habits instead of creating synthetics and then removing nature and then putting in our own? Like, that's a twisted perspective. We're not separate from nature. Nature is literally, we're part of it. We're a living organism.